Hi, my name is Sophia Nourani with KUAF Public Radio, and I'm here today at the Fayetteville Folk School with Arkansauce. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We just heard some of your tunes. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Just to start off, can you maybe go and start with you and introduce yourselves and what instrument you play?
Cool. Yeah, my name is Zach Archuleta. I play guitar and vocals.
I'm Tom Anderson. I play the upright bass and sing.
My name is Adams Collins. I play banjo and also sing.
My name is Ethan Bush, and I play the mandolin. And I sing too.
Perfect. Yes, we love singing. You guys are based in Fayetteville. You guys are from here. Have you performed at the folk school before? Have you been affiliated with anything going on at the folk school in the past?
I've taught a few banjo workshops up here. I've known Brian and Bernice for a really long time and played some gigs with them, and was really excited. I've done a lot of music teaching and music education, and so I was pretty excited when they asked me to come and teach some banjo. And so I've done a few workshops up here and come to a few of the bluegrass jam sessions, and hope to continue the relationship.
You guys have been busy recently because you've been touring, your most recent tour. So do you guys enjoy touring? Do you think that that's a pleasant experience? Tell me a little bit about your experiences with that.
I think it kind of works on a sliding scale. It depends on how long we're working, how much we've been working recently. We had a few light weeks leading up to this tour. So the first few weeks were super fun, but just like anything, around the third week, it starts getting a little tired of being in the van and just being away from our families and stuff. But this tour was full of new places, new venues, and new experiences. So it was pretty enriching. It wasn't back to the same old Midwest joints that we're used to. So that was cool.
It's kind of an individual thing too, and it depends on how the quality of the shows go for me, honestly. Like if we're having good shows and things are fun and everything's going good, I'm having a good time, It's like hard to power through sometimes if things start to get a little slow or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Have there been any shows that you've done already that have particularly been, an enjoyable experience for you personally?
Well, just this whole last run really, because, we've been touring for about 10 years and the Pacific Northwest is like our last part of the country we haven't been to. So this one had like the excitement of like the early band going to a new area, seeing new people, meeting new bands and stuff, because a lot of our runs are back in, to the same place that we've been putting work in for the last 10 years. So this one had a little bit different excitement to it because it's a new spot of the country.
Mm-hmm. Kind of going off of that, you guys have been a band for a while. It's 2014 was when your first album was released, and you are doing your most recent tour now for your album, Okay to Wonder. How does it feel to kind of reflect on your experience with this band, kind of from starting out to now?
It's interesting for me because it's the longest I've done any one thing, played with any group or, lived in the same place with the exception of, when I was a child. I was moved around a lot and played a lot of music with different people and different bands when we all got together, it's like all of the elements were right for what everybody's goals were for music and their career. And we kind of got locked into it, and we're really fortunate to have a lot of support from the community and from the fans early on that gave us a lot of kickstart momentum that's kind of just continues to grow. And so it's interesting to be with the same dudes playing the same music for so long and kind of like creating a new family, that you're just when we're on tour, we're right next to each other, shoulder to shoulder, pretty much 24/7. We don't get a lot of time apart, and so it's been a real learning experience to kind of grow in that way and create a new family, and then also just the community of friends and family and fans that we've made throughout the country too. It's like building those kind of relationships. Now that we go back to the same areas enough times, you start to have to see the same people and hang out with the same people. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, and musically it's really interesting to see how we all progress as players and songwriters and stuff like that too.
Sure.
For me personally, it's kind of like, it feels like that's all I've ever done is Arkansauce. but it also feels like we're a new band because we have that hunger and like that growth. You know, it's always what's next. It's like we got this cool festival. Okay, as soon as we're done with that, it's like, all right, what's the next cool thing we're gonna do, or like when's the next album gonna come out? So you're always looking forward. So it's like it always feels like something new and something fresh. But then again, it feels like we've just been doing it forever. Like it's just our lives, you know.
And kind of going off a little bit on that, you're a bluegrass band, but you kind of mix genres. You do different kinds of sounds and influences and stuff like that. You think that that has changed? You know, how has that kind of flowed differently throughout your career?
I think like Tom was saying, we all have came from our different backgrounds, and we all kind of bring that to the band. I feel like that's kind of reflected through the music. Everyone has their own little style and their input, you know. And it really hasn't changed much. I feel like over the years, we've gotten tighter and better at it, you know.
Yeah. And also your most recent release, Since Okay to Wonder, in the summertime. Can you tell me a little bit about that and your inspiration behind that?
Yeah, that was a tune that I learned just for fun. I bought a mandolin a couple years ago and was just kind of messing around on that, and that was just one of the tunes that I had learned to play on the mandolin. And then a year later, it was like, oh, you know, this will be a fun cover to do with the band, and kind of worked up this arrangement. I had written this other instrumental tune that kind of like fit within the framework of the song, and so we had talked about, we have some new material for a new album that we've been working on, but it's just not quite ready to take in the studio yet. But we wanted to have some stuff that we could release, and talked about recording a few covers, and so you know, that one kind of had enough unique Arkansauce flavor to feel like we wanted to put that out. And we had another tune, another single that will be dropping later this year. Also, it was one of the tunes we played today.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah, we're real lucky to work with Darren Crisp at Crisp Studios, and we just have a good relationship with him. He's a great recording engineer and kind of steps in as producer sometimes when he needs to. And so it's also just fun for us to book some studio time just to go in there, and we kind of book the studio time and then kind of start figuring out what we're going to do in there. You know, just keep that wheel rolling.
I just wanted to add that I was proud of Adams on this last cover that he picked, because, you know, he did a cover, but he also made his own and added his own jam part in the middle and stuff. And it's like really cool to hear it like in our style. And I'm appreciative of that, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it sounded great. You guys are, you know, you're still on tour. You're currently on break. That's why you're here in Fayetteville. But you're also participating in the upcoming Americana Fest in Nashville. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
We did the IBMA's, a similar kind of conference with it's like, you know, you're playing a lot of music, but you're also meeting a lot of new people at things like that. You're getting to interface with a lot of people from the industry you otherwise wouldn't get FaceTime with, and our management and booking agent are both based out of Nashville too, so they're always excited to take us around and meet a bunch of cool new folks. And yeah, it's just a good opportunity to make a lot of new connections and kind of get refreshed and feel new inspiration about your genre, you know. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
That sounds super exciting. Is there anything else that you want to share about the band, about yourself, anything I didn't ask? I like to offer that at the end of my...
Personally, I would just like to thank all the community and all the listeners and stuff supporting us for so long. You know, it's obvious and cliche, we couldn't do it without everyone else, but that's just so true. I mean, like when we start, like you said, 10 years ago when we first wrote these songs and recorded them, it was just us hanging out in the living room, playing, you know, drinking, having fun, writing stuff, never really picturing how far it was going to go. And it went this far because of all the support we got. So I just wanted to thank everyone for listening.
Of course. And thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Of course.
thanks.
Right. This has been a collaboration between the Fayetteville Folk School and KUA Public Radio. We'll see you next time.